For years, United have been searching for a striker to score bags of goals regularly. Someone with the pace to stretch defences, the power to dominate in the air, the technical ability to create some magic. They tried big names, they tried potential, they tried stopgaps, they've even returned to an old ex. Now, they've chosen Benjamin Sesko. Is he the right man? Is he a gamble worth taking? Is his hammer of a strike going to power United back up the table? Oh, and it seriously is a hammer of a shot. Is he the risk that could pay huge dividends? And what is the one part of his game you absolutely need to understand? Let me tell you why United have chosen to spend €85 million on Benjamin Sesko. Sesko's story begins in an unlikely place. A basketball court. No, seriously. A 14-year-old kid leaping impossibly high and kicking a ball with his foot at rim height. Red Bull Salzburg's scouts saw that video, saw something in that athletic explosion, and it made them act. They knew they had to have him, and they were right. Fast forward to today, and those athletic gifts have been refined into something a bit frightening. He clocked in the 26th fastest sprint time, and that's a bit of a shit stat. Last season in the Bundesliga, his fastest sprint was nearly 36 kilometers an hour, the fourth highest top speed among strikers in the Bundesliga last season. But here's the thing, every single player faster than him was significantly smaller. We're talking about a 6'5" striker moving like a winger here. That combo of size and speed is a bit of a nightmare for defenders to handle. Think about what that means in practical terms. Centre-backs who can't keep up with the pace, and full-backs who can't match the physicality. But raw pace means nothing without the intelligence to use it. And he is a vertical threat, a serious threat. He doesn't just run fast, he runs smart. He times his movement, he stretches defences, and he uses those long strides to devastating effect on the counter. The acceleration, it really is explosive. By the time defenders realise what's happening, see ya. He's already gone. He's not just a threat in behind either. He's dominant in the air. Won 58.8% of his aerial duels last season. That places him in the 96th percentile among strikers across Europe's top 5 leagues. And here's where he gets impressive. He scored 8 goals from 28 headed shots in the Bundesliga. That's a 28.6% conversion rate. For context, United scored just 4 headed goals in the entire Premier League, the joint fewest. Now, when United deliver crosses in the box and Abumo swings one into the back stick, they're going to have a target man. And more importantly, someone who can score from them. From a consistency perspective, Leipzig were really poor last season. Sesko produced similar numbers. In the 2022-23 season, 18 goals in 41 games. And in the subsequent 2 seasons, 18 goals in 42 games and 21 goals in 45 games. You'll notice something there. He's not proven to be a prolific goal scorer yet, but he's been consistent with the games he's played and the goals he's scored. This is a striker who finds a way to deliver consistently, even when his team struggle around him. Of course, those numbers are going to have to go up, but United haven't signed a complete package yet. They've signed somebody they think they can turn into the complete package. Now, for a player standing at 6'5", Sesko does move like someone much smaller. It's not really hyperbole. His dribbling ability is genuinely impressive for any forward, let alone someone who's 6'5". A 52% take-on success rate last season. I ranked him 15th among forwards in Europe's top 5 leagues. More than half the time he tries to beat a defender, he beats him. That's better than a lot of specialist wingers. Now, we've already established that he's got the physical attributes to play in the Prem, and he's got the technical ability to beat them with skill. And that means when he comes up against defenders, he's got different ways of getting around them. His first touch is assured, he can turn smoothly, he can accelerate away from pressure, can turn defenders in tight spaces, can link players in deeper areas, and can create something from nothing when games are locked. He's got variety in his toolkit. He can drop a shoulder and go inside. He can knock it past the defender and use his pace. And he can hold up play and bring teammates into dangerous positions. Now, interestingly, who do you think his idol was when he was growing up? It's a certain Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Speaking about him, he said, "I'm not saying I play like him, but he was having fun on the pitch. Every single video I could find, I was looking at him." And no one's here saying it's going to be the next Zlatan. But there are obvious similarities. The technical flair combined with that massive physical presence. Confidence to try the unexpected. The belief that entertainment and effectiveness can coexist. Now, I'm going to speak about his goal scoring numbers soon, but there's one more area of his game that I want to speak about, because Amrim's going to love this. Modern football demands forwards who work without the ball, and Sesko delivers. He's been schooled in the Red Bull system. If you don't press, you don't play. Simple as that. In Leipzig's pressing system, he leads from the front. One striker drops to cover the midfield passes, and the other, often Sesko, covers passes between the centre-backs. He can read that game. He can anticipate where the ball goes, and makes life miserable for opposing defenders trying to play out from the back. Now, we spoke about the box threat that Sesko will pose aerially. He can score from outside the box as well. He scored 3 times from outside the box last season, behind only Elise and Bischoff in the Bundesliga. A striker who can stretch defences, dominate in the box, punish teams who sit deep. He's got a diverse threat. But here's the however. There's one area where Sesko really needs significant improvement, his shooting frequency. He took 66 shots in the Bundesliga last season. That ranked him just 16th in the league. Compare that to Ekitike, who topped the Bundesliga with 115 shots. It's a massive difference. there is seemingly understandable concern about Sesko's finishing consistency as well. He missed a lot of big chances last season, particularly when one-on-one with the goalkeeper. 18 big chances missed over the last 2 Bundesliga seasons combined, it seems like a problem. But then when you look at Ollie Watkins, who was the main alternative for United, he missed 27 big chances just last season in the Premier League, let alone over the last 2. Despite Sesko's tendency to miss big chances, he has actually still overperformed his expected goals by a combined 9.3 goals over the last 2 seasons. And here's where things get really interesting and slightly concerning. Sesko's got a hammer. Genuinely a frighteningly powerful shot. The kind of strike that can beat keepers and break nets from impossible angles. The problem? When all you have is a hammer, everything starts to look like a nail. He often makes poor decisions when in the final third during attacking transitions. He's got a bit of a tendency to ignore runners and attempt low percentage shots. Sometimes it's spectacular. Sometimes it finds a top corner from distance. More often than not, it flies into the stands, while teammates throw their hands up in frustration. It's the decision making that needs work, not the technique. The hammer, he's powerful. It's knowing when not to use it that's the issue. The power in both feet is also impressive. He prefers that power over placement, but the raw ability is there and it's going to have to be coached into him. The technique, the accuracy, the decision making, that's going to be up to Amram and his staff to help him develop as a striker. And René Alfhauser, his former coach at Salzburg, maybe puts it perfectly when actually speaking about Sesko and comparing him with Erling Haaland. He said that Benjamin is maybe the better football player, better to play with a team, technically maybe better at the same age, but then comes the crucial caveat. Erling was mentally a monster. This is the last 5 to 10% that Benji has to get. And here we talk about the ceiling, that final 5 to 10%, the difference between very good and world class. It's all mental and it's everything. The confidence to take responsibility when games are tight and the killer instinct that separates elite strikers from the rest. Sesko's shown flashes of that mentality through his career. His consistent goal scoring, while not sensational, has not really gone through peaks and troughs. Despite Leipzig's up and down form, he's been reliable, if not spectacular. But his technical development proves he's constantly improving. And right now, I'd say he's a player who raises the baseline at United. But if he unlocks that final 5%, if he develops that killer instinct to match his ability and makes better decisions in front of goal, who's to say that he can't become that ceiling raiser that takes United upwards? That's exactly the gamble that United have taken in spending 85 million euros on him. Sesko arrives at United carrying immense potential and, of course, under immense pressure, a bit like Rasmus Højlund was. And there's going to be some United fans that are fearful of a repeat, but I don't particularly think that's going to happen. Sesko's got the kind of raw athletic gifts that can't really be taught. 6'5" of explosive power and technical ability, a striker who can hurt you in the air, on the ground, from a distance, and behind. His story's not written yet, but if you were to compare Højlund, looking to his left and seeing Rashford, and looking to his right and seeing Garnacho, now you're looking at Sesko looking to his left and seeing Cunha, and to his right and seeing Mbeumo. The environment is different. It feels different at United, and I think that's a big difference maker. His ceiling, of course, remains unknown. His best moments might still be years away, but the ingredients are there, the athletic foundation is undeniable, and his technical development has been steady. We've signed an athlete, someone who does have the physical tools, and at 22, Sesko represents possibility, pure, untapped athletic possibility, and an exciting ceiling. And it's up to Amram and his coaching staff to get the absolute best out of him.